people who know me know that I don't carry a grudge. I don't carry a grudge. But I'm human. So of course, I shook my head in disgust at what was being said and what was being done. And I was also disappointed in Peter Phillips, a man who I had great respect for, someone who I had a very good relationship with his family and his children and his grandchildren. I know his son Mikhail fairly well, and I know Mikhail's children fairly well. They used to go to school with my children. So when I saw this kind of personal attack about me building a house in Beverly Hills and where I got the money from, I was really taken aback, because I was never one to be involved in anything untoward. So I just thought that it was unbecoming of him, because I held him in a higher order of esteem. And I think he has disappointed me and let me down personally in terms of his behavior. It shows a kind of desperation and power hungriness that Jamaica does not need at this time. We decided to do what was more economical and what made sense. So with all these stones, we built walls, which makes sense. And some of the figures I've heard bandied about, ridiculous, because when you come to think of it, 90% of the cost of the stone wall is the excavation first and the stones. Now I had to excavate anyway, and when I excavate, I got stones. So the cost of the wall is minimal. Cements to joint the stones, cement, sand and gravel to joint the stone, that's it. And I think that managing the project ourselves saved a lot of cost. People don't know this, but I actually laid some of the stones. I spent in the early time some supervising the work. My wife was there most of the time. It was very interesting. It made me, you see me losing a lot of weight and looking slim, and a lot of that was actually walking up and down the hill and supervising and mixing concrete, and people don't know this either, that I did woodwork at school as my technical subject, so I have a little knowledge of carpentry, and I found it a great relaxation